Yeah.
But you know, now water level's gone,
Yeah.
fell, and I think there was a sprang back up the holler there at that
Yeah.
time. And then there was another house back out on top of the hill up yonder, and I had a lake built up there about I don't know 15 years ago on top of that because our land went up that way. Joined this, you know. Arthur Hitchcock daughter, I will, owns this property now, 50 acres more or less.
Well, who owned the property at that time when the house was here? Now that was this Hitchcock property or Martin property or?
It was an old Hitchcock tract of land.
Yeah.
I've heard them say it was like it was 2,000 acres in here. It was Hitchcock way back years ago.
Yeah. Probably some kind of a grant from the government, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
And they split it all up, you know, and it was different Hitchcocks. And on this through here. This is Jabe Hitchcock. He owned all this in here. Of course, he let Arthur, his boy, have this, and then Ernest have that over there, and then Uncle Alfred, he was on back in further back in the woods back in yonder. And Dow Hitchcock lived back there, thrown back from this place.
Now, what relationship were they now? Because I've heard lots of names just now that.
It's probably a great relation to your wife, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uncle Jabe was Janetta's grandpa.
Okay.
And Uncle Alfred was a brother to Uncle Jabe.
Okay.
And then there was and then on on Ernest's mother was a Christian. She was a Christian, and she was like Homer Christian, Willie Christian was her brother. I can't think of what her name was. They all raised their families through this country.
I don't see hardly how they made it.
And then Frank Hitchcock, he lived right across this ridge over there. I don't know what his, and he was raised over there. There's Frank, and Jim, and Sam, and Cage. And they was all raised back over there. So I don't remember what their dad's name would be. His, I don't know really. But
Here we're can see a close-up view, hopefully, of concrete blocks and whatever, which was supposedly the chimney of the house where they were born.
Going to put our great-grandmother Hitchcock, so that's going to tie us in with the Hitchcocks, isn't it?
yeah. Now here's Sarah Howard and Gager Howard. Now here. That's your grandma right there, Sarah Howard. And Gager died in
45, October 45. Cages died in June
36.
36.
Cager. I didn't know him. My daddy knowed him well.
I wonder who put this marker up here, tombstone for great grandpa. Somebody's found it been, pretty close relation to a marker like that costs some money.
But that's this is Cager Howard's boy, right
Yeah.
here.
Well, according to that, then that'd be some of our relation.
And Charlie is a half. He'd be a half brother to your daddy.
Yeah.
And Rhodey.
When you take a picture of it, I mean, can you talk into it and
Yeah,
say this
yeah,
is so
yeah.
and so?
Well, I can say that this Charlie Howard here was a half brother
To your daddy.
to Dad. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Both of them had the same mother of Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah Howard.
Sarah Martin Howard.
Okay. The people that we were talking to up here, the daughter is her mother and father was Ernest Hitchcock and Ethel Hitchcock. Here we're going to be finding 4 graves of the Hitchcock children, and this one here was Ernestine, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ernest Hitchcock, born and died in April of 1932. The baby died the same day he was born. Is for William M. Hitchcock, son of Mr. and Mrs. Ernest Hitchcock, born and died the same day, April 11th, 1933. This was the same date 1 year later of April 11th, 1933. So, one of their children is Edna Louise, born and died February the 2nd, 1942. And here is another daughter, Sarah, the daughter of Ernest and Ethel Hitchcock, born and died the same day again, April 19th, 1943. So there's 4 babies that are buried here side by side, all born and died the same day and about 4 years apart. 4 years, 1 year separating each one. Cemetery up in Pikeville, Tennessee, where we're visiting, and this man and his wife